Hello, hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Danielle Langin and I am a writer and a poet, and I help creatives to discover the beauty of who they are and what they are here to bring to the world. Okay, so if you are here, you are likely a creative person, which means that you have probably had a lot of creative projects in the past. And what I want to know is, have you ever had a creative project that you have been super obsessed with and it's all you can think about and you are so passionate about bringing it to life, and then all of a sudden that passion is gone? All of a sudden it's the last thing you want to do, and all of a sudden you are completely disconnected from the reason why you started the creative project in the first place. I know that I have been here before many times. I think that one of the biggest obstacles as a creative is actually staying inspired and motivated to complete a project, because it's really easy to come up with the ideas and to bring those ideas to life at first, but then the idea of actually completing the project we really struggle with. So today I wanted to talk about 3 things you can do when this happens, when this inevitably happens. And then also one really simple but fun and nourishing thing that you can do to actually bring passion and new life back into whatever creative project you're feeling disconnected from. And stick around to the end of this video because I actually created a free workbook to go along with this whole thing, and I think you're gonna find it really helpful. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do something else to fuel your creativity. So let's say that the creative project you're feeling uninspired by or unmotivated to do is writing a book. Then maybe it's time to take a step away, which you're going to do anyway, and then put all of that creative energy into something completely and entirely different. So going back to the example of writing a book, if you are writing a book and you're not feeling inspired by it, then take some time instead to do other creative activities like painting or drawing or cooking or baking or scrapbooking, because it's not that your creativity has suddenly disappeared. It's just that you've been putting so much creative energy and time into this one project that your creativity needs time to recharge. And I have found personally that one of the best ways to do that is to actually do something else that's kind of outside of your original creative genius. I, for instance, am a writer, so I spend a lot of my time writing. And when I'm not feeling connected to that, I usually lean into painting or drawing, because it's not something that I would necessarily say I'm really good at or that I would make a living off of. It's just something that's really fun to me. And because it's fun and I'm creating for myself and not anyone else, it feels really nourishing. Which, speaking of, my second piece of advice or my second tip would be to spend time nourishing yourself. It is so important to rest and recharge and do other things that we love and other things that will make us feel whole and recharged that have nothing to do with our creativity or our creative energy. So spend time nourishing yourself by getting out in nature, by practicing yoga, dancing, doing some kind of movement, or any other kind of self-care activity. When you think about what self-care means to you and what it's like to nourish yourself, what comes up for you? What do you want to lean into? That's what you should do. And then my third tip would be to, again, get out in nature. And I know I already said that in the second one, but I think that this is a great tip all on its own. Nature is the biggest source of creative inspiration. So take some time to go to the beach or take a hike, to go to a park and just notice your surroundings. Just be outside. Be with nature's creativity, right? Creativity is source energy, it's life energy, and nature itself is that. Nature is life. So gather inspiration from being outdoors. Notice your surroundings, be mindful, take in the scenery, and I promise you will feel more creative energy rising up. And hopefully that creative energy can be focused back into your creative project that you are working on. Okay, so once you have done these 3 things and taken some time away from your creative project, because again, that is so important. You are more than just your creativity. You are more than just what you are creating, and it is so vital and so important for you to spend time away from it, resting and recharging and doing other things. So once you have done that and you are ready, you feel ready, I would say, intuitively, you might know that you feel ready, but maybe you have to push yourself. I think it's important for you to discern where you are in your process. Usually I know intuitively, okay, it's time for me to get back into this project. But every once in a while, I do have to force it and I have to push it in a gentle and loving way. So once you are ready to get back into this creative project and put some more passion into it, before you sit down to do it, if you're still feeling like, I'm disconnected from this, I'm really not inspired or motivated, and you need just one more extra step to give you that creative inspiration and push that you're looking for, then this is what I want you to do. Side note, my dog, I work from home. So my dogs are always with me and they love being with me, and I'm okay with having the coworkers. So I just want to say that I'm not sorry for the puppy snores in the background of every single one of my videos. It is what it is. This is real life. Okay, so what I want you to do is to hold a creative ceremony specifically for your project. Lily, you're snoring really loud, baby. Please stop. I actually did this for my journal deck, The Flowers Within. If you have been following along with that process of bringing that project to life, you know that I have been working on the project for 2 years, 2.5 years, something like that. It's been a long time, and it was supposed to be released, launched, etc. last year, but then COVID hit and it kind of stalled the project, and then that made me lose interest in it completely, and I became very disconnected from it. So the entire idea from this video actually came out of me knowing that this project is supposed to be out there, and knowing that this project is supposed to be in the world and that I'm supposed to create it. And I really needed to find a way to be passionate about it again and to bring new life into it again and to feel inspired and motivated to take the action to actually complete the project. Otherwise, I was just gonna let it sit and never do anything about it. So I did a couple different things to bring life back into this project, and then that's kind of what sparked the idea for me of, oh my goodness, this could be an entire ceremony that people do around their creative projects. So first I created a vision journal, which I will link that video. I did a whole video on that and I'll link it above. And I created a whole page for this project. And on that page, I created a mini vision board and I put some action steps. And then I also made a vision board and I put the project on the vision board as well. Then I wanted to take it a step further, so I sat on my meditation cushion and I journaled on what this project means to me, why it's important, why I think it needs to be in the world. And then I did what you would consider a ritual. And I pulled a card for the project and I tuned into my heart and I let myself not only call in my own inner guidance, but also guidance from source outside of me. Maybe you call it the universe, maybe you call it God, whatever source is for you. So I like to think of this creative ceremony as like a full moon ritual or a self-love ritual, right? It's the same aspect, and there are so many different directions it can go in and so many different ways that you can hold this ceremony. But it's basically just giving space to this creative project, just like you would give space to the new moon or the full moon or yourself. So a couple ideas that I have for you would be to journal, would be to meditate, would be to listen to a creativity meditation, a creativity affirmations, and focus solely on your creative project while you're listening to those things. You can also do a visualization meditation, visualizing this project coming to life and what that would mean if it does come to life. You could also create a vision board or a mood board, just pulling in images and textures and words that really reflect what this creative project is and what it means to you. And then you can take it a step further and you can pull some cards. You can put crystals in your area. You can light some candles. You can make it this really beautiful and almost spiritual experience where you are fueling your creative inspiration through these self-care practices. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I created an entire workbook to help you do just that. So in the workbook, you will find a ceremony for bringing new life and passion into your creative project. You will also find a ritual for overcoming creative fatigue. And you will also find a ritual for boosting inspiration and creativity overall, plus ideas on how to create your own ceremony. And each ritual has its own set of journal prompts and different ideas that I think flow really well together that could create this really beautiful ceremony / ritual for you to not only get in touch with yourself, but also your creative inspiration. So you can download that workbook by clicking the link in the description below. And if you want to take it a step further with your creative project, I also offer one-on-one support. I offer 90-minute sessions to help you connect to your big vision, to connect to your creative project. Wherever it is that you are stuck in your creativity, I help you create an inspired action plan around that based on your intuition, based on your big vision and your values. And you can also sign up for that in the link in the description. So that is all for this video. I hope that it was really helpful. If you are new here, I hope that you subscribe and stick around for more creative inspiration and content on how to step into your most creative self and your best self and to really live an inspired life that you love. I post new videos every Tuesday and Friday, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.